The idea of introducing indefinite tenancies and the removal of Section 21 is to give tenants greater security within that tenure. The reality of indefinite tenancies, however, is actually quite different to that, because while Section 21 is going, the realities of the market are that a landlord typically only ends a tenancy for one of several reasons. A tenant is in breach of contract, be that rent arrears, antisocial behaviour or whatever. The landlord can still enforce that. The rent level is no longer suitable or digestible to the tenant. You will still have annual rent reviews, and much alike the current market does now, and those will still track along with market rates. So if that rent becomes unaffordable for you, as a tenant you will leave, so the tenancy will still come to an end. A landlord may need to reoccupy, or a landlord may need to sell. Those two conditions are still protected. Whilst the process to facilitate those has got longer, it is still going to be enshrined in the new law. So whilst your terms is an indefinite tenancy, the reasons for a tenancy to end, which are the only reasons a tenancy has ever really ended, are still in effect. And as such, very little will change in that respect. However, by creating indefinite tenancies, what happens is the risk multiplies. So any tenant or tenancy where there is a perceived risk, be that affordability, type of employment, guarantor, a bad credit history, whatever it may be. Whereas before a landlord would look at it and go, oh, well, I only need to commit to 6 months or 12 months or a year or 2 years. They are now having to grant that tenant an indefinite tenancy and a very long court process to take that property back. And what that will mean is those fringe case tenants, of which there is a lot within the marketplace, will be excluded from being able to rent at all, as landlords will simply be unable to accept that risk.